Namo Buddhaya, meritorious devotees. Our Blessed One, Shakyamuni Gautama Buddha, our teacher who guide us in the right path, taught us many meditation techniques. For an example, like loving kindness meditation is to overcome hatred. Then breathing meditation can be used to calm our mind, to subside the thoughts in the mind, and with a calm mind to realize the Four Noble Truths. So just as we practice loving kindness meditation to overcome hatred and breathing meditation to overcome the agitated mind, Blessed One taught a nice meditation technique to overcome lust. Now when we talk about lust, you might be wondering what this lust is. Lust can be there. Lust is something that you could develop towards food. Because of lust in your mind, attachment will be there. You could develop attachment towards food. You could get attached to beautiful things that you see. Could be a beautiful object, a beautiful human being, or you could lust could arise because of your own body. So to overcome lust, there should be a way. So beautiful things we will see every day. We cannot avoid seeing beautiful things. We cannot avoid seeing delicious food and beautiful objects. Amidst of seeing all these beautiful things, there should be a way for us to live without getting attached to these beautiful things. So there's a secret. Now why we should remain without getting attached, we should explain that also. Now imagine we see something beautiful today. Then next day we see something more beautiful. What will happen? We will like the more beautiful thing than what you saw the previous day. Now if it is something to do with objects, like things that you can buy, or things that even if it is food, never mind, you can buy something better next day. If it is a vehicle, you can buy another vehicle. Then if it is clothes, you can buy. But then if you can't afford, what can you do? Then we will suffer. If you can't afford, you will suffer. Then when we come to the last stage of our life, can we eat what we want? Can we dress what we want? No. So then there is one fine day, you can't fulfill your desires with the help of money, with the help of your wealth. You will need to have a developed mind to control your thoughts that arise due to lust. Now, these are just objects I explain. Now imagine you are in relation with someone. You have married already. But then you see someone beautiful after a few days. You see someone with more qualities. Or maybe you see someone with more wealth. Maybe the voice is beautiful. Maybe the face is beautiful. Maybe the skin color is beautiful. Then what happens? Then if your mind inclined towards that person, what will happen to your family life? What will happen to your children? How will your children call their mother and father? If their friends ask about their parents, how will they answer? So if we can't control our thoughts properly, we won't be able to live peacefully. We will see beautiful things each and every day. So when people can't control their lust, that's why some people doesn't recognize even their relatives. They break the harmony of other people's. They break the harmony of others. They break other people's good family lives. The people who can't control their lust, they will perform bad actions from their body, speech and mind. There's no doubt in that. Why? When lust arises, they will steal. And when lust arises, even if it is a relative, they don't mind, they will somehow or other try to engage in sexual activities. So lust is something that makes people blind. Lust is something that makes people unaware of what they are doing. Lust is something that breaks the people's vision. Lust is something that makes people live without mindfulness. Lust is something that makes people's life miserable. And when people are overwhelmed with lust, they won't be able to control their verbal actions, bodily actions, and their thoughts. So, lust will control their lives. When our lives get controlled by lust, what happens? That's where people kill living beings, rape cases, child abuse, all these unnecessary things human beings shouldn't do, but human beings will do when they are overwhelmed with lust. So, for such a world, for such human beings, the Blessed One, out of compassion, taught a wonderful meditation, that is Asubha meditation, contemplating on the impurities in the body. Then all these lustful thoughts will get abandoned and we will live free of lust. They were the great arahants who lived in the past, who abandoned lust forever. By abandoning lust, they were able to live without suffering from lust. They were able to live without suffering. Now, when we get overwhelmed with lust, we need to fulfill those desires. But when you abandon lust, no such evil desires arise in our mind. Even if lust arises while you are meditating, even if you have not achieved that state yet you will be able to control the lustful thoughts by seeing the disgusting nature of this body. And you will be able to protect your precepts. How nice it is to practice the Asubha meditation. So may you have the opportunity to practice the Asubha meditation. So now I will utter the 32 impurities, each and every part. So close your eyes and listen to the verses and think according to what I say. If someone is unable to close their eyes, maybe thinking that they would feel sleepy, they can do walking meditation and listen to the verses and contemplate the 32 impurities. So now sit in a comfortable position with the mind alert. Slowly reflect on these thoughts. This meditation can be practiced in all the 4 postures, while standing, sitting, walking, and whenever you are awake. Listen to me and think according to what I say. Since head hairs on this body are rotting away, smelling, living on a filthy body and deteriorating. Head hairs are disgusting to see and touch. Since body hairs on this body are rotting away, smelling, living on a filthy body and deteriorating. Body hairs are disgusting to see and touch. Since nails on this body are rotting away, smelling, living on a filthy body and deteriorating. Nails are disgusting to see and touch. Since teeth in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Teeth are disgusting to see and touch. Since skin on this body is rotting away, smelling, living on a filthy body and deteriorating. Skin is disgusting to see and touch. Since flesh in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Flesh is disgusting to see and touch. Since sinews in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Sinews are disgusting to see and touch. Since bones in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Bones are disgusting to see and touch. Since bone marrow in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Bone marrow is disgusting to see and touch. Since kidneys in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Kidneys are disgusting to see and touch. Since the heart in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. The heart is disgusting to see and touch. Since the liver in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The liver is disgusting to see and touch. Since the diaphragm in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The diaphragm is disgusting to see and touch. Since the spleen in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The spleen is disgusting to see and touch. Since the lungs in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The lungs are disgusting to see and touch. Since the bowels in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The bowels are disgusting to see and touch. Since the small intestines in this body are rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The small intestines are disgusting to see and touch. Since the contents of the stomach in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The contents of the stomach is disgusting to see and touch. Since excrement in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. Excrement is disgusting to see and touch. Since the brain in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. The brain is disgusting to see and touch. Since bile in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. Bile is disgusting to see and touch. Since phlegm in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. Phlegm is disgusting to see and touch. Since pus in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. Pus is disgusting to see and touch. Since blood in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body, and deteriorating. Blood is disgusting to see and touch. Since sweat on this body is rotting away, smelling, living on a filthy body, and deteriorating. Sweat is disgusting to see and touch. Since fat in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Fat is disgusting to see and touch. Since tears in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Tears is disgusting to see and touch. Since grease in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Grease is disgusting to see and touch. Since saliva in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Saliva is disgusting to see and touch. Since mucus in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Mucus is disgusting to see and touch. Since fluid of the joints in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Fluid of the joints is disgusting to see and touch. Since urine in this body is rotting away, smelling, living in a filthy body and deteriorating. Urine is disgusting to see and touch. All this time, we were contemplating the 32 impurities in our body. to understand the true nature of the body and to get detached to the body, and also to get detached to the other people's bodies and live a peaceful life without suffering by getting attached to these impure bodies. Even our bodies are decorated, well decorated. This true nature will never abandon, that will remain. So let's not get deceived by this body and overcome lust forever by practicing this Asubha meditation every day in our life and live a peaceful life. Namo Buddhaya. Theruvan Saranai.